Welcome to TICE. Today we have with us Mr. Shakti Goyal. He is the Chief Architect and Data Scientist at Yatra Online. Welcome, sir.
Yes.
So, we will be, sir, since we are attending this event and we are talking about data science, AI, machine learning, all these things. So, can you tell me how Yatra Online is really integrating all these new technologies in their practices?
Yatra is focusing heavily on data analytics, data science, business intelligence with integration of artificial intelligence. We are using latest techniques that have come out around large language model based a generative AI. So we are investing heavily in that, mainly to automate our processes to make the whole company data centric as well as data driven, so that our decisions, whatever decisions we take, are informed decisions, not based purely on heuristics. So a few of the things that we are doing is, we are building an enterprise wide data warehouse which will cover all lines of businesses, all the products that we sell. We should be able to identify who's doing what and where do the business opportunities lie. At the same time, we are automating a lot of processes, so that the information is available on our fingertips rather than having to go back to the IT division and asking them to give us data. In addition to that, we are automating a lot of processes to get rid of mundane mundane things, that we work on a day-to-day basis. For that, we are using a generative AI. We are trying to build a customer support system where our Gen AI model will automatically respond to the user queries without the user even realizing that they are speaking to a bot.
All right, sir. If we talk about Yatra Online, so the company came into existence in 2006. At that time, technologies like AI, machine learning, and all these things were not in so much trend that we see today. So, how Yatra really make this journey from then to now?
So Yatra has often been identified as a trendsetter in terms of technology. Uh, in the travel space, my colleague and also who is the co-founder of Yatra, Mr. Manish Amin, he had spent a lot of time building the technology around the entire travel tech space. So what was there in 2006 was the technology, the languages, like Java and whatever that you have used or that you still use today were in existence, but software around travel space was missing. So over time, a lot of software has been developed and a lot of integration has been done. New models, new ways of writing software using web services, purely service-oriented architecture, all that have come into play, and Yatra has been leading in that space. Now, what has happened is that because of the functioning of all the major tech companies such as Google and Amazon and Microsoft, they have invested heavily in AI and they have made our lives easy. Like a lot of APIs, application programming interfaces, software are available where we can hook into their AI models so as to do our work. Now, what's also happening is that the computational horsepower, what we call GPU, has increased tremendously at a fraction of a cost. So we can afford to try, experiment with a lot of things. And that's where now Yatra is heading into. So what was not available in 2006 is now available, and we are again at the forefront of trying these things.
Sir, if we talk about the workforce and the employees, so senior people like you come from an age where technology was not existence at all, because I assume so. So, and now you are surviving and thriving in a time when technology is at its peak. So, how do you really, what kind of challenges do you face, and how do you really overcome to survive in such an atmosphere?
So one thing, we all say that change is the only constant. It keeps happening. The change, we have to adapt to changes. And the main challenge that I have faced is, working sometimes with teams and people who are not ready for a change. But the change has to be there. I remember, when I was a student myself, I used to work with a computer called XT, which did not even have hard disk, and you had to load the operating system from your disks. And when I started my career, I remember, 1 terabyte of disk space would cost around like $1 million. That was in late 1990s. But now the same disk will cost only 30 or $40, like around 2,000, 3,000 rupees. So the change has been there. The excitement has been there. So people who are in technology space, they get really excited with whenever something new comes up. Even if you're building a mobile app, you can build a mobile app using Java language, or if Google comes up with something like Flutter that we all want to try. So that excitement has been the reason which has actually carried me all the way through.
So coming to my last question, one last message which you can really, give to the MSMEs and startups who are starting their journey. So what are the practices that Yatra Online really follow that they can maybe adapt?
So at Yatra, one conscious decision we have made is that no matter what we do, analytics is inherently built in. So like when we build software, we build analytics around it. We have to ensure that whenever something new is launched, data also becomes a priority. The right data, right, like whatever we want to analyze on, that gets stored. And like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to build systems on your own. There are so many platforms out there. There are systems on the cloud that you can utilize, and they're not expensive. So make AI and make data analytics as part of your strategy. And I would also suggest that companies, a lot of startups, they should start thinking about having data leadership at a CXO level, so that data analytics becomes part of the ecosystem of the company. So use the systems that are out there, use the platforms, and inherently make a conscious decision that data will always be part of your growth strategy.
Thank you, sir. We hope that these tips will make their startup Yatra successful.